Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, Supportive Oracle Cards, Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Okay, dokie. Don't know where that's coming from, but there you go. Like there's a fun energy with that. That's cool. Oh, that's very interesting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what happens. I think this is going to go very well for you. Just to give a precursor, whatever we're going through, at the end here, I see judgment in your favor. But what we have to go through to get there is a good question. Now the turtle spirit, when I'm feeling this is how you're coming into this, what does it say here? Slow and steady wins the race. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not really feeling that for this card right now, and I'm an intuitive reader, if you didn't know. I'm kind of feeling like you're just kind of going with it. Like like it's cool, everything's good, no big issue. Whatever you're about to deal with, at this point, I feel like it's a person. I feel like it's literally a person for the majority of you. It's just kind of like, all's cool, no problems, no worries. This person might be in the realm of you're aware of this person, but they're not a problem. You're not feeling good nor bad. It's just kind of they're there, that's cool. It's all good, just kind of flowing with it. No good, no bad, no good. Like I don't know how to, like, there's nothing extra good here. There's nothing bad either. Just kind of, oh, they're there. Cool. They're there, they're not. Same feeling. One of those things. Alright, so this is all face down. This is showing up face down. This is why they seem to pull into your realm here. Okay. So they're coming in with the King of Swords. Somebody... Do you like this or not? See, somebody's pushing in with the King of Swords. The King of Swords knows what they're saying, but sometimes... The thing is, the King of Swords can be very political. And, like, what they say versus what they mean. What they say is, like... If they want to be understood, you will understand them. If they have an ulterior motive... And I tend to read my cards right side up, so I just kind of go with the energy coming off of it. If they have if this person has an ulterior motive and they want something, they know how to say what they need to say to get people to do what they want them to do. That's not confusing at all, is it? So in other words, they want you to move to the other side of the room, but they're thinking, if I ask you just to go over there, you might not do that. Instead of saying, can you please go to the other side of the room, they're going to be like, oh my God, is that on? Is the coffee maker still on? I think it's near some papers. Can you check that? They give you, like, they can, or they'll create some type of situation where you feel like you have to go there. Instead of them just asking you to, they'll create a situation where you feel like you need to do something like that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm saying it's kind of political. Like, if they feel like, oh, if I ask you to, you might say no, but I need you to do that. So I'm going to create some type of urgency to make you want to go over there instead. That's what I'm feeling with this. Because they seem to get what they want, and they seem to work within the parameters that they feel are fair, but they seem to get what they want. That's what I'm getting with the Nine of Cups. They get you to do something, but it's like they're taking away your choice, or they're trying to take away your choice. They're making you feel like you need to do something, but at the same time, they're not like for example, we're using that same... The coffee pot. Oh, is the coffee pot still on? I think it's near some papers. Can you check that? And you're like, oh my God, what if something catches on fire? So you're going right over there to make sure everything's okay. You know what I mean? And then you're getting over there and you're like, there's not even papers here. Like, why am I over here? Then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, so-and-so's here. I wanted you to meet so-and-so. And you're just kind of like, the coffee pot wasn't on. There's nothing near it. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, okay. You seem to figure it out quickly. That's the thing here with this. You realize you've been had. And it's weird, because I feel like this person, they got what they wanted from you, and you know that. You also know that they played you. So why the king is letting you know that, I don't know. Because usually they're smart enough to not be seen, but doesn't seem to care. Doesn't seem to care. The snake shows up on your side. Now... as I said in the beginning, I'm an intuitive reader. This is time to heal. It's not really how this is clicking for me. I'm feeling like you're not happy because instead of this person just asking you to do something for them, they played you. And the weird thing is, you're kind of like, well, I would have done it anyway if they asked me to. But they messed with you, and you're not a fan of that. And I'm getting the snake as kind of like, the snake is not a bad energy in my opinion, but it could explain like you're not happy. And you're just like, oh, you want to fight? We can fight. It could be that energy. Like, oh, you want to start with me? I can start. You want to start? I can start. And they're fluffing it off. It's like a misunderstanding or something went really weird here. Somebody played with you and they didn't need to. But the gift of this is to know that this person has these type of morals or this type of feeling towards life and that they're willing to do this. It's kind of like this isn't that bad of a situation. But seeing it now before it really matters that much is really important. Like this is kind of a gift. You're not happy about it, you're not impressed with it, but the universe is trying to push this forward. Like, you know what? This person is willing to do this type of thing in this minimal situation. Imagine when it really matters. That's what the universe is trying to push that forward. Like, see this person for the tactics they feel are morally okay for them that you're not going to like. See it now before it really matters later. Because this other person feels like there's no problem. They seem to know you're upset, but they don't seem to think it's a problem. They're just kind of like, oh, it's fine. Oh, yeah, I just wanted you to meet this person. Ha, ha, ha. I was just, being me. I don't know why I did that. It's fine. And you're just kind of like, no, that's not okay that you did that to me. You made me feel like, things could catch on fire. You gave me a sense of urgency that was not necessary. Like, you're kind of like, no, that's not okay. You made me nervous. Like, things could catch on fire. People could get hurt. That made me upset. Like, that's not okay that you used that to get me to do what you wanted because you were entertained with that. No, I'm not okay with that. I'm a Pisces, if you didn't know, because I say it a lot, I think. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm a water sign. Cancer is also water. And I'm getting this Eight of Pentacles, and this is what I'm really getting at with this. This person does this to you, you don't like it. I really think it's a common thing with water signs, and you can tell me I'm wrong. I think Earth sign does it, and Earth sign does it too. It's just I feel like the water seems to catch into this more. It's kind of like you throw something into the water, it dilutes it, or puts some type of coloring in it, and then we tend to remember, like, oh, you messed with me, you hurt my feelings, you upset me in some respect, and you're like, oh, it's here, I'm going to remember that. Because I feel like this person upsets you, and they're making it off like, oh, nothing bad happened, you're overreacting, and you're just kind of like, am I? Because I'm not going to forget what you did. I just feel like water signs, like we're not writing things down on a list and we're looking at it every morning like, oh, yep, so-and-so, you're a jerk. I'm not going to forget that. We're not writing these things down. It's one of those things where your emotional memory, you may not think about it for 2-3 months, but something comes forward and this person starts acting a little funny and it's right there like it happened yesterday. Like, oh, yeah. You like to mess with me. You like to play with my emotions. Oh, you're not going to do that again. You may not have thought about this moment for months. This may go months before you remember this moment, but once they start acting a little funny, you're just like, oh, that's right. You did that to me. Oh, that's right. That's how you are. It's like, I think I try to explain that well, because for the people who connect with that, especially, I think it's a water sign thing. You're not holding a list. You're not looking at the side of your bed every morning like, oh, who do I have to remember to have a vendetta against today? It's not like that. It's just kind of like, they do something, emotionally it stays there. You might not think about it for months, but once they come forward and you get a little nervous, you're like, oh, that's right. Memory says, hey, that's right. This person screws me over when they want to. Just saying. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes water signs get this bad rap, like we're holding vendettas, or like we have this hit list about people who've wronged us, and we're like, oh, I got you on my list. It's not like that. It's like you upset us, and then the right time comes around, we remember that it just comes back. I don't know what to say. The Four of Pentacles is coming in with the Sun card. They think everything's fine, but I just kind of explained that. Like, it's there. It's in the mental history. It's in the memory. It's in the emotional memory. You're like, no, I didn't like that. You don't seem to think it's that big of a deal. Guess what? It was, but I'm okay for now. We can be cool. until I feel like you're making me nervous again. Once you make me nervous, then, I'll give you a hard time about that. I feel like you're keeping this to yourself for a while, but literally this bothered you. You don't like being manipulated. But then again, who goes, oh, I got manipulated, that's fun. Who does that? I don't think anybody does. But, I don't think this person understands, that manipulation that made a mark. It's kind of like getting hit with a softball in the back and it cracked one of your ribs, and other people don't know you have that pain, but you're like, well, you cracked one of my ribs, I'm not going to forget that. They may not see it. They may not see anything but the redness on the outside, but I feel it on the inside. The Three of Swords, because it's leading up to this next situation, this person, they messed with you, and you're not that really threw things off for you. And I feel like what they're warning, I don't know. They're trying to let you know that this person just doesn't seem to take it seriously, what they did. This person does care about you. You do matter in a positive way to them. I don't know where I'm trying to put this card so you can see it. But the otters, again, what does it say here? You're never alone. This reading is very intuitive with the animal cards. You notice how the otters look like a heart? I'm getting it's a very strong love feeling. This person does literally care about you and just seems to not want to acknowledge the past. To them, it didn't matter that much, and they're refusing to acknowledge that it should. No matter how much it means to you what they did, they're writing it off. You could bring it up, they will just be like, well, that's you, that's not me. And it's kind of like, no, you did that. So they're not willing to engage it or really acknowledge what they created. They're thinking everything's cool. They're like, well, I care about you. I don't understand why you're so upset. I would never let anything really bad happen to you. To them, it was just they were just messing with you, and it was funny to them, maybe. But you're like, no, it wasn't funny. So there's a difference of opinion here. I don't know. As a water sign, I'm just kind of like, no, it's not okay, but whatever. Five of Wands, there's going to be problems with this person. This moment is literally causing more problems because it really bothered you and they're not acknowledging it. And I just feel like they never will. Not really, they're not going to understand how that felt for you. I'm getting this one moment is not going to disappear. And maybe this is why this is coming forward to you right now. If you're watching this, kind of like, where is this going? What am I supposed to do with this? Because I've learned this the hard way. I'm not Cancer, but I'm Pisces. Like I said, it feels like this is a water sign thing. Where you think you got over something, you want to believe you got over something, but when push comes to shove, the emotional memory pushes right to the surface and you're upset again. It's almost like this situation happened just yesterday, even though it might have gone by months, could be even years ago. For some of you, something that happened years ago is going to push up and you're going to be like, they don't understand why I'm upset, but to me, it's like that situation where they hurt me and they just used my emotions against me. That's like it happened just yesterday for me, and I still feel betrayed. I still feel used. And they might be warning you, those emotions will push to the surface and there's going to be a conflict over it. The upside of this situation is kind of how it works out. I literally feel like this is a spiritual lesson for this other person. To understand, it's not always about the individual and how that personal individual receives the information or experiences a situation. The spiritual lesson for this other person is they have to step outside their realm and understand how it's like liking food. They might not like whole wheat bread, but maybe you love it, and vice versa. They have to step outside the situation and acknowledge and accept that somebody else's feelings, even if to them it makes no rational sense, they have to accept another person's feelings. They have to acknowledge that. They have to experience that. They have to realize they might want to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to allow it to be a thing because I don't think it's important. So since I don't think it's important, I'm not going to allow you to think it's important. And their spiritual lesson is, oh, that's not how this works. If this is important to you, if this matters to you, then it's important, period. If it's important to you and it upsets you, then it needs to be worked through, it needs to be talked through, it needs to be gone through. It doesn't matter if they don't want to acknowledge it. If it upset you, then it's a problem. It's kind of like they're like, it's not a problem because I don't acknowledge it's a problem. And it's like they're trying to go through life like, if I don't say it's a problem, if I say it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. And that's not the truth. If you think it's a problem, them just negating it out does not get rid of the problem. I hope I'm making sense with this because I feel like I'm talking a lot about it. Like it's like they don't want to agree that it's actually a problem because, I just don't accept that that's a problem, therefore it's not a problem. No, that's not how life works. There's two people. If one person's upset, there's a problem. Just ignoring that it's there does not make it go away. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to get through. I just feel like I'm talking about it a lot. They're trying to ignore something, ignore it away, and they can't do that, and that's their spiritual lesson. This situation is not going to heal. It's blocked until they acknowledge it and they go through it with you. I just don't feel like they want to. The stress is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger for them until they finally want to relieve this stress. The only way they can relieve this stress is to talk this out with you. This moment has to be talked out. They have to acknowledge your feelings, understand why that was painful for you, and not want to do that again because they don't like how this turned out. They need to understand they can't just play these games and think, well, I don't care, or it doesn't matter, so since I'm not going to acknowledge it, it doesn't exist. Well, for you it does exist, and they need to realize if it exists for you and they did it to you, it's not going away. This is where judgment goes in your favor. You're not at war with this person, so I hope it's not coming off that way, because you're not at war with this person. You do have the wasp on your side, but it's kind of being coaxed down a little bit with the nightingale, which is a very loving, pleasing energy. Like you're getting along with this person, but at the same time, you're just not letting them get away with this situation. You're just kind of like, no, you upset me. Well, you're over it now. No, I'm not. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does. But we can do something else. And they'll like every now and then they come back to it like, well, you're over that now, right? And you're like, no, I'm not. No, that was not okay. You made me feel like there was an urgent need or there's an urgent danger, and people I cared about I thought were in danger, and they never were. You can't play with my emotions that way. It's not okay. It wasn't really happening, though. You realize it's foolish for you to be upset about it. No, it's not. You made me feel like I was in danger or the people I loved was in danger. You can't do that to me. You can't throw me into a sense of urgency and think that's okay. And I don't want you to think that's okay. I don't see you backing down, but I also don't see you like throwing your hands up and screaming about it either. You're just kind of like when they're saying, oh, you realize that was foolish, right? And you're like, no, it wasn't foolish. You upset me. You made me feel like people I love were in danger. You can't play with my emotions that way. Putting me in a state of panic is not funny. It's not okay, and I'm not going to let you think it is. That's where this is going. This is where judgment goes in your favor. I don't see you upset in the sense of sleepless nights or anything like that. But when this person tries to make a joke of it or tries to play it off ugh, you're over that now, right? You're like, no, I'm not. You were wrong. And I'm not going to let you think it was okay. I'm mostly not going to let you think it was okay because if I let you think it's okay, you're probably going to do it to me again. So, no, it wasn't okay. Sooner or later, it feels like they're going to learn a lesson from this, the spiritual lesson. Life's not about your own experiences only. It's about the people you affect and how you've affected them. If somebody doesn't like the way you treated them, you got to acknowledge that, at least to the point where, why didn't they like that? And how do you move around that? How do you deal with that? Did you have to do what you did to make them feel uncomfortable? Or could you not do that and not make them uncomfortable? I feel like this is good. I know I'm talking a lot today. Sorry about that. But I hope that made sense. I think we're good there. So I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. James 4 astral@gmail.com. Thank you.